Alright, it's Japan day 6. And this is our first breakfast at the new hotel. And it is a traditional Japanese style breakfast. We were served chasuke along with several other small dishes. Then we headed out to our first destination, which was a mountain hike to get a better viewpoint of Mount Fuji. That train had Naruto on it. Up the mountain we go to Chureito Pagoda. There were a lot of steps. And it was very, very, very hot. But we made it up. Quick selfie. And here's the pagoda. It was very crowded, but the view was excellent. There's Mount Fuji. Got lots of photos with Mount Fuji. Mom looking like a model there. And now we descend the mountain. The descent was much easier. Ooh, because it was so hot, we wanted ice cream, and we got this mochi topped ice cream. That was matcha, and then this one here is mango.
Mango ice cream. And it's really good. The flavor's not too sweet.
Next, we headed over to our next location.
Out of the trail, you see a bit of a zigzag going up.
Oshino Hakkai is a historic village with 8 deep spring-fed ponds, all of them housing really beautiful trout. Some of them small, some of them large. This is much deeper than it looks, but I don't know exactly how deep. Over there we can try fresh spring water. This one is apparently the deepest of them.
That one I believe is...
Once again, we were told we can drink this water, so we drank some. We're still alive, so I think it's okay. I really loved all of the pond and the landscaping. I would love to recreate this in my own garden. I just don't have that kind of space.
Tree peonies, right? I think the one. There's the park.
Off we go. And we've arrived at lunch. Here we were served a special regional type of noodle called hoto. and the noodles are really thick, and actually the dish is completely vegetarian. The broth is special, uses the pumpkin for sweetness. And honestly, it was super filling, and neither one of us could finish, but I think I did pretty good in eating it.
I didn't know what you're saying.
Mom and I have worked hard. Saw this cool wagon just outside. American wagon, mind you. I don't know when or how it got there, but it's there. This is a different lake, but I forgot the name. Not Lake Ashi. Our next destination was the Narusawa Ice Cave. This place, that sign was really ominous, saying no turning back. We're allowed to turn back, don't worry.
That's very interesting.
This cave, if it were in the US, it would probably not be open to the public, and it probably would have some sort of rating on it. You don't have to wear hard hats and safety vests, but here we can just duck walk through them.
Here, Mama, give a wave.
And I think that's kind of cool. It was a little bit like an adventure.
Yeah, it's great.
Wish.
Yes, they are.
There was a little shrine at the bottom, but I'm not sure to who. And here is the ice.
Not disappointed.
Apparently, it was historically used as a refrigerator.
Wow.
It also stays around 32 to 34 degrees Fahrenheit year-round.
Is that the Empire State?
After that short visit, we head off to 5th Station. This is the highest point you can drive up to on Mount Fuji. And here we got some Fuji berry ice cream, which I thought tasted a little bit artificial. And also I got a Mount Fuji bucket hat. And then we
You
descended.
don't have lions, tigers, or
It
elephants.
was really clear for us, and both days we were around Mount Fuji. There was not a cloud in the sky, and so we got a really clear view. But as we descended, there was some fog, and that made the mountains in the distance look really endless.
Maybe because their kids are there. That's what I thought.
There's our final view of Mount Fuji as the sun set. We went out to dinner at a random restaurant nearby, and we had kind of an unexpected experience here. Not totally unexpected, because I had seen this happen online, but it was the first time that this had happened for us. So we went into the restaurant, and the boss, the guy at the counter, made a X with his arms and basically said, like, you can't come here tonight. And so we were like, oh, okay. And we kind of stepped out. But then we found out that our 2 tour guides were eating dinner in there. And they saw us and intervened. And so they talked to the boss guy in Japanese and convinced him to let us come join their table. So we did go join their table. And initially we were kind of thinking, oh, maybe it was close to closing or something, because we were kind of in the country, and closing time is kind of just by discretion of the owner. But then there were a half dozen of other guests that came in and were seated just fine. So I guess the boss guy didn't really want foreigners in his restaurant, which is like not totally unexpected from what I've seen online, but it was a first for us. Nonetheless, we had a pretty decent meal and socialized with our tour guides a bit. And we just got a light snack of some skewers. And that's all for Japan trip day 6, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.